Alrighty, folks. There's a little thread going around from Infidelity uh, about your high school, 4 records from your high school years. I saw Christian Osorio doing this first, uh, but he was responding to Infidelity's thread. So yeah, you're supposed to pick one album from your high school years. I'm doing one album from each year I was in high school. I don't know if there's any particulars on it or not, but my high school years would have been 82 to 86. Yes, I'm old. Um, and these are my OG vinyls, so some of them may be a little on the rough side. So the first one we have is Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind. This came out in March of 83. So that would have been the very tail end of my freshman year in high school. Probably got out of my freshman year. Last day of school was probably at the end of May. So this came out in like the middle of March. I must have got this at the Macon Mall in Georgia. I was living in Warner Robins at the time, because I remember walking towards the record store and just seeing this Iron Maiden Peace of Mind display. And this was pre-internet, so you didn't know when albums were coming out. You showed up at the record store, there they were, and just walking in, it was like, oh my word, this is what I'm getting today. I don't even have to look. So yeah, I remember too being a little taken aback by the album cover, because it was just green, and the Number of the Beast album cover was so cool. But I said for a long time that this was my favorite Maiden album of all time. But then somebody a year or so ago made a thread on your top 10 albums from the 80s, and you could only pick one band one time. And when I got to Maiden, I was like, there's no way that I can leave the Number of the Beast off the top 10 albums in 1980. So this is my second favorite Maiden album of all time. Now, also in 83, but this would be December of 83. So now I would be in my sophomore year, and this would be in the Christmas break, because I got this for Christmas. I was at my grandmother's house, and found this under the Christmas tree. I think Santa brought it to me. Another album, I had no clue that this album was coming out. I don't know how my parents found out. I knew that it was coming out, but there it was. I don't know if I had MTV at this time, but I know that I hadn't seen the Bark at the Moon video yet. I remember thinking I was like, Ozzy makes a pretty weird looking werewolf, but I spun this a bunch. Of course, I love Jake E. Lee. Now this one came out in August of 84. So this would have been, and I was at my grandmother's house again. They had a little record store. This is a town of 3,500 people. I think it's still a town of 3,500 people. I had a little record store, and I used to go down there and find an album to listen to while I was down at the grandparents' house. And I remember reading about Wasp in a music magazine, maybe a couple of them, and thinking, you know what, these guys just look like a Kiss ripoff to me. I'm not getting this album. I'm not gonna listen to them when they come out. And then I saw this album out, and I was like, man, fake plastic bones, it's pink. It's like, I'm not getting this thing. But then when I was down at my grandparents', I could not find anything to buy. And I hadn't heard these guys, and I could find nothing to buy. And I'm like, screw it, I want to get this. Took it home, blown away. Still one of my top 10 debut album of the 80s, easily. Awesome. You can still throw this on today, and I mean, every song is a banger. flawless album. Now this next one, it's gonna pain me to show this. It pained me just to take it out and look at it. I'll show you what I mean in a minute here. But this album came out in March, pretty sure it's March of 86. So that would have been like 2 months before I graduate high school. It would have been my senior year. This would have been going into my junior year. And I don't remember where I bought this album or whatever, but I know I had MTV by then, so we probably knew about this one coming out. And then we're coming in town with Ozzy, but they happened to be on the same night as my senior prom, and my girlfriend wanted to go to the senior prom. So, but luckily, these guys, Metallica, were doing a record store day signing, album signing. So we left school early. I gave my girlfriend my copy of Kill 'Em All, and I took Master of Puppets because that's what they were touring for, and I got them signed. And I'll have to explain to you what happened here. This is my signed copy of Master of Puppets. There's Kirk, Lars, Cliff, what you can read of James. Many years later, my then wife and I were moving. I had all my records in a box. She spilled Kool-Aid or something next to the box. Said she cleaned it up. I didn't even think about the Kool-Aid had got into the box. So it got into the box, and of course my signed copy of Master of Puppets and my signed copy of Kill 'Em All were on the bottom corner where the Kool-Aid got spilled, and they stuck together. Still to this day, I should have divorced her right then and there. Man, my innard is seen better days. God, it still pains me to even look at this thing. I'm trying to get this in here without tearing my inner sleeve even more. Alrighty, so there's four from high school years. Master of Puppets, Metallica, my senior year. Wasp going into my junior year. Ozzy, Bark at the Moon, my sophomore year. And Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind in my freshman year. Alrighty, you guys go check them out, do a thread yourself. Have a good one.